Alright, I haven't made a review in a while, so here's the skinny on episodes 2 and 3. Number 2 is bad. It sucks. I don't care if you like it, it sucks for me. You do not make Griff angry. Number 2 is okay. I guess. Now, in the 4th episode. The 4th episode, well, it's fine. Now, please just watch the episodes if you want to find out the story so far. Essentially, Tucker, Sarge, and Caboose are accompanying Dr. Gray on an excursion to investigate an alien artifact thingy that shoots stuff into the sky. Something. And we find out in the previous episode that those things are normal. It's a good chance that you've gone to one of them as a kid if you live on Chorus. That is fantastic. The alternative would be that they never got around to all this stuff, but instead they do the rather unexpected and funny route. That's okay. But it still does not change my opinion of Miles Luna. I think he's a terrible writer. Now, we find meanwhile, Griff and Simmons have been transporting weapons have decided to transport the weapons from their latest raid back to the base. Do that, Griff leaves them with all the work, and then all these soldiers from the Joint Alliance thing, they're staring at Griff saying, hello. Then he's like, You've been skipping training. Wash has been making his extra laps because you skipped training. Now, give me 100! Give me 100! Yeah. He's gonna do 100 laps, provided that you do that too. With guns. Also, Donut is messing around with an alien rifle. Yeah, he's gonna kill himself somehow. And it will be glorious. Because, really, you look at the end of season 7 where, spoiler alert, Donut gets killed, then you go to season 10 where it reveals that he's actually alive. Now that goes with the theme that he cannot be killed, but it just doesn't. It goes against what Bernie Burns said, that he doesn't like resurrecting characters. And yeah, that was probably Miles Luna's work on resurrecting Donut. Really, he was kind of pointless to bring back. He doesn't really add. And you could just fix Lopez. He's a robot. But, you know. Miles Luna suck. Anyways. Now. It's review. Now, Gray is examining the giant alien spire thing, and Tucker's just messing around. And then he finds out that the spire has a lock, and the great weapon, his energy blade, reacts to it, and it reveals this giant weapons cache. And afterward, gives them a map of other weapons caches across the planet. It also activates Dota, its alien rifle, which Lopez says, "I'm not cleaning that up." Yeah, he just blows stuff up. Yeah, this one's actually funny because it doesn't have it has the characters talking about stuff instead of doing stuff. You see, one of the ways that Red vs. Blue was funny was, try to understand. It was funny because it was just a bunch of idiots standing around, and they just got into some of the most ridiculous situations you can ever go into. It was essentially a parody of video game plots and such. And that was fun. But Season 6 changed that. It was more of a thriller than a parody. And that's fine. But I feel like the writers are working too much on the thriller element nowadays. For instance, with RWBY, it doesn't give any answers to questions. It just leaves the viewers to their own ideas and devices. You don't leave people to their own devices. You do not. I blame Malzuna every time I see a bad script. Something tells me that long after Malzuna is through being the head writer, I'm gonna blame him every time a bad script comes into play. So anyways. It's revealed that they don't... So anyways, Caboose... They put Freckles, the giant killer robot, into Caboose's rifle. And Freckles does all the firing. And if Caboose fires the rifle, confetti he shoots out. And there's a brief funny little moment that was sort of an homage to the first shot of Red vs. Blue, but it's getting old, guys. I'm not saying that's not funny, it's just get new material. That's like the third time you've had that scene. And it's like, "Hey Sarge." "Yeah?" "You ever wonder, is that church?" "Oh, rock." That's how it goes. At first I thought he said a bad word. He said, dropped an F-bomb. And if he had done that, it would be over. It's game over, man. Game over. You make Caboose say that you're dead. You're dead. You're dead to me. So yeah, this episode isn't that bad. Puts the great weapon plotline in it. Reintroduces the great weapon plotline. And yeah. Something I'd rather see if they just went back to the goofy, fun times of the Blood Chronicles completely. Like, oh man, I killed a guy. Oh, he's got his ghost. He's a ghost now. Yeah. The only real time the thriller aspect was really used to its logical consent got them an award. A Machinima Award. And you know who directed that season? Gavin Free. Gavin Free is a better director than Miles Una. I'm not surprised at all. Anyone could direct better than that guy. So yeah, I hate Miles Una. The second and third episode, those are of opposite qualities. And the fourth is just fine. The reason why I didn't do the reviews of the second and third was, one, I did do a review of the second episode, but I don't know what happened to it. It just died. And since that happened, I wasn't motivated enough to do a third review. Ignore that. So, yeah. I hope this works, or else I'm doomed. Dead. I'll see you next week, I hope.